Episode 1 of the Boiz podcast. Give a little
Yes, sir.
intro of who we are. Sal or Mancini, aka Sal Mancini. Weird. But, Logan, give a little introduction, man.
Hi, I'm Logan. I'm 20 years old now. I'm just here, man. I really am. Kind of stoked to do this, though.
I'm very
What about
stoked.
you? Dude, I've been excited ever since you texted me about it.
I went and did some research. I kind of went nuts with this, man. But, I'm excited. Mr. Viral DK, thank you. Appreciate the sub. Appreciate you. Should be popping up on screen. I don't know if there's a delay or if the alerts aren't working. Not sure, but I appreciate the sub. Thank you. From here on out, everything that goes to my Twitch, because I do not stream on my own, everything that goes to the Twitch is going to the We the Boys podcast.
Love God, love God.
That's where we're at right now. But yeah, we're the pilot episode. We're just kind of give a little breakdown. This is not going to be like the Heroics Hub podcast where we come on here and we start talking about intros of everybody who's on. It's mainly going to be me and Logan on every episode. Probably going to have a guest, maybe. Who knows? We'll get to that. But we're going to pick a topic every week or bi-weekly. Not 100% sure yet. And we're just going to roll with that topic the whole time. So, today's podcast is going to be about mental health. Something that both of us have suffered. I'm sure a lot of the people who are going to watch this also have. So I feel like that was a good starting topic.
Hi.
Logan would agree.
Yeah, and I think I read online it was like 72% of employees, like of the workforce, have suffered either burnout or mental health issues as a whole throughout their work life. So I feel like it's a good starting point, although I'm really not sure how the segue is going to work into, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, hey, listen, trial and error, right? Trial and error.
Yeah, trial and error.
This is going to be broken up in a couple segments, so it's going to be, we're going to start with an intro every single episode. The intro go right into, a general media, which Logan's got picked for today. Then we'll kind of hit the bulk of the topic conversation, and then questions from social media, and then an outro, and that'll be an episode. So, hope you guys are going to enjoy it. With that being said, Logan, I guess you could take us right into the general media.
Yeah, and I'll even give a little bit of an explanation, at least of what my thoughts are. You can correct me if whatever. So I guess for the general media segment, what we're going to end up doing is it's just kind of a what's going on in the world today. When me and Sally discussed it, we kind of wanted to have that kind of a segment where we could just talk about today's news or whatever's going on. And whatever we end up picking, we got to figure out how we're going to somehow tie it back into the main topic itself.
Yep.
I ended up picking the two articles today, and it's more of a comedic value than anything else. But like I said, we'll figure out the segue as it goes. Yeah. You ready to hear this?
I'm ready to go, man.
All right. So for the first article I have chosen, we're going to choose the number one person with mental health issues, and his name is Florida Man. So this was on July 16th of 2021, and the article says, police say Florida man stole alligator and tried to throw it onto a liquor store roof. All right.
I feel like you need to start telling me what the titles are before we go into this. I'm not sure how to react to that.
Well, it's okay because you don't really need to know because we're gonna read the article here. So, what are your initial thoughts after?
I need to when I visualize somebody says alligator, I think of some big ass alligator. Right, so I'm trying to think, is this guy carrying this big-ass alligator and lobbing it onto a roof? Or is it like a baby alligator that he's throwing up there? Because I could see that. But a big-ass alligator, I want to know how the hell he got the alligator. And second, how the fuck he's getting it on the roof.
I don't think he actually successfully made it on the roof. But looking at
logically, I don't think so.
because they have a picture of the guy, like, but it's in like a YouTube video from Fox 35 News. He looks pretty scrawny, and he also
Listen, here's the thing, scrawny means nothing if he's on crack.
they didn't specify whether or not he was on drugs, but
Scrawny means nothing if he's on crack.
All right, let's read our mental health problem number 1. A Florida man is accused of stealing an alligator from a mini golf business, beating it and stomping it, and attempting to throw it onto the roof of a liquor store. Daytona Beach Shores police officers arrested William Hodge around 3 a.m. on Thursday, Fox 35 reports. Hodge said he jumped a fence to an alligator enclosure and stole the gator. According to the arrest report, officers said when they asked Hodge what he was doing when he was throwing the alligator in the air, he advised he was, quote-unquote, teaching it a lesson. Hodge was charged with animal cruelty, possession of injury of an alligator, unarmed burglary of an unoccupied dwelling, petite theft, and criminal mischief.
My only... What lesson was he trying to teach? Like, was he trying to teach the alligator to fly? What lesson?
I'm more curious as to whether or not why he didn't get a charge of drugs. He had to have been tripping on acid, right?
You're worried about what he was on. I'm worried about what lesson he was trying to teach this gator. Like, I was quote unquote teaching it a lesson.
But I feel like that ties into it, though. I feel like they're kind of they're correlated with each other. If he was on acid, maybe he imagined it beating the shit out of him.
It was self-defense, officer. But he broke in. He jumped a fence. Beat this gator senseless.
Mm-hmm.
Then taught it another lesson by throwing it in the air. How many lessons did this guy teach this gator?
Yeah. I'm not really sure, but I have a feeling he was probably on a very heavy like psychedelic and was just imagining that the gator was just like talking that shit, you know, from behind. Like, you can't come up in here, you know what I mean? Like, he's just.
What'd you say to me?
Fuck you say to me, you little shit. Yeah, I imagine it was one of those
Ops
numbers.
Offense just goes berserk. How long? Like, see, these are things where like they give you the article, but I want to know like how long.
It's a very short article too, so it's like.
But like, how long did he capture this gator and attempt throwing it on the roof before somebody got there? Like, was this like an hours went by, or like he got the gator, they caught him first try?
I have a feeling it probably. I mean, if it was at 3 a.m., like, and it's Daytona Beach too, so it probably took them a minute to get there.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
it had to take at least one passerby to like either call the cops or maybe it was a cop. Then the cop was like, "What the fuck are you doing at 3 a.m.?"
This cop was rolling by. He's like, "What the fuck is going on?" I think that's one. If I was ever to be a cop, it needs to be in Florida.
Yeah,
you
the
see
cops
some
do.
shit.
Yeah, you really do.
You
it's
see
pretty bad.
some shit.
Yeah. Speaking of seeing some shit and hearing some shit, here comes the next article. Here, I think this is the one that I really enjoyed. Florida man arrested after trying to steal a Snickers bar at knife point. This was at August 19th of 2021, so it's today. Mind you, this isn't really that far from me either.
Did you try to rob somebody for a Snickers bar?
Nah, bro.
Are you sure?
A Clearwater man is facing a charge of robbery with a deadly weapon after trying to steal a Snickers bar from a Larco Wawa gas station. The Pinellas County Sheriff's Office arrested 49-year-old Eric Minto after responding to a call from Wawa on Walshingham Road, where an employee was threatened over the chocolate caramel nougat bar. According,
the fact that they had to go in depth of what a Snickers bar is just.
According to the sheriff's department, the police department, Minto attempted by force to take a Snickers bar with intent to temporarily or permanently deprive the employee of it using a deadly weapon. In this case, the weapon was a folding pocket knife. Deputies who arrived on the scene to respond to the call were told that the victim, Minto, came into the store asking for free food, and when he was told no, he pulled out his knife, opened it, pointed at the victim, and threatened him. And he said, "Don't make me do something stupid for a Snickers bar."
He knew. This man knew off rip what he was doing was stupid. Like, but here's the thing. Now I'm gonna say this right now. I don't condone stealing. But if you're gonna steal a Snickers bar, throw that thing in your pocket and get the fuck out. You're gonna whip out a knife? It's not that serious. Like, they should have given him the Snickers. They should have just given him the Snickers. He was not him when he's hungry.
Well, we're gonna get to that. In fear of his life, the Wawa employee gave him the Snickers. Then Minto left the store. Minto left the bar on the cashier's counter. According to
No.
Deputies then found Minto after being read his Miranda rights. Minto denied threatening the victim, but did admit to opening the knife while in the store. He was trying to trade the knife for candy. He is currently being held on a $150,000 bond.
Oh my God, Florida, you guys see some shit, man. I don't know how you live there.
And as for the same way, that guy's fucked up.
Dude. Like, he got away with robbery, and he left the fucking Snickers. Like, how do you win and still lose? How do you win and still lose? Oh my God.
So that's what's going on in the good old state of Florida.
Don't make me do something stupid for a Snickers, but leaves it on the counter.
And then says he was trying to trade it for candy.
Logan, if I give you this knife right now, would you give me a Snickers bar? You can't see the knife, but it's a karambit knife. Would you give me a Snickers bar for this?
100%, without a doubt.
All right, see?
Are you gonna leave it? Are you gonna leave it in front of me though?
Yeah, but I'm gonna come back. I'm also gonna take the knife with me too. This is a one-way trade.
How the I just can't wrap my head around the logic of this. Because, I mean, the lie is so bad that it's like, even when you think about logically,
there's no logic involved.
What business is going to accept that trade? There's no monetary value for the pocket knife. What are they going to do? Walk in the safe, melt it down, and take the brass from it?
This guy looks to his right where there's just a thing of pocket knives. He's like, I don't need it.
Jesus.
I mean, at that point, I feel like if I was a cashier at a gas station, and some dude walks in with a knife and is trying to trade it, I think I low-key might just give him the Snickers for free.
I mean, why did he even go out to the counter?
If he actually, that's what I'm saying. Throw it in your pocket and get out. I don't condone stealing, but throw it in your pocket and get out.
It's really not hard. Most people won't even stop you. Like, it's policy for them to not stop you.
I was gonna say that they are told not to stop somebody. One, at the end of the year, when things get stolen, they get that money back. The company gets that money back. Fun fact. So, like if you're a Home Depot, I don't know if that's got to be worldwide, right?
Yeah, it is worldwide, and they do get reimbursed for it. Although
they get reimbursed for everything.
They get reimbursed for it at the end of the year, but they still suffer like a slight loss from it. I guess it's that I don't really know how it all works. I used to work there, so I mean I kind of know. But
here's the thing, in my eyes, right? You might get a slight loss, but if these aren't selling at all, like if you're getting robbed of something you don't sell at all, you're gonna get that money back. You get a slight loss, but at least it's not just sitting there.
True.
But you're still losing, I guess. So.
Oh man.
See, now if I owned a Home Depot, what I would do is have a crew of guys to rob me, bring my shit back. I get it reimbursed. I also keep selling. Look at that. No loss, only gain. I just said that on a podcast live. I just incriminated myself. I would never do that. I would just, logically, that's what I would do.
Logically.
I don't own a Home Depot. No, I plan to.
So actually, I have a pretty funny story about a Home Depot. This is another one of those cases that it probably could belong on the news if the guy ended up, doing much worse.
Oh boy.
So I was working the cash register, and a guy walks in, and he was clearly on something. I don't know what the fuck the guy was on, but he takes a dump in the bathroom, completely misses the toilet, and like the scene from Bad Grandpa in the restaurant.
Yeah.
Like wall splatter.
Yep.
Yeah, it was that. It was not very pretty. It looked like a sewage pipe just like backfired, and so after that, I didn't clean it.
Oh, I was gonna say, I don't think you get paid enough for that shit.
No, I don't get paid enough to do that. I let the janitor take care of it.
Yeah, 100%.
So it doesn't end there.
Oh boy.
He walks out, grabs a drill, and then grabs a carpenter's knife, that was still in the package, and he tries to open the carpenter. He takes out the carpenter's knife and tries opening the drill. Puts a gash in his hand, spreading from index to pinky, like all the way down. Just starts bleeding everywhere.
Oh my god!
With the knife and drill in his hand, he goes up to a manager and said, "I cut something. Reimburse me for it." As he's spilling blood all over our store, he's the trail of blood everywhere. It's like, and so the manager is not supposed to like deny the help or whatever. So I was the one who had to wrap his bandage.
Oh,
So I wrapped his bandage and stopped the bleeding, and then afterwards he's still leaking blood out of his hand. By the way, because he's so fidgety, I couldn't tie it tight enough. So he eventually got up, and then he still has the knife and drill that is ours that he hasn't paid for in his hand. And walks over, and we called an ambulance for him so that he could, get stitches or whatever, because it was a deep cut.
Yeah.
And then just starts going into our fridges and just starts drinking, opening 3 different drinks, drinking them, closing the cap, and putting it back inside the fridge. And so at this point, we knew he was stealing and on some heavy fucking drugs.
He was just thirsty, dude. It gets hot out, especially in Florida.
Let me tell you how stupid this guy was. So, Eileen she's the manager there. She's a former cop. And
how did she? Can we take a minute? How did she go from cop to Home Depot manager?
She retired, and she's like,
okay. She's still trying to make that bag.
Yeah, she's just still trying to make some money, keep herself going.
I was like, hold on, you gave up what? You gave up a job as a cop to be? I almost had a heart attack inside. Yeah, that would have had me heated.
Yeah, well, anyways, she's still like a total badass. Anyways, so she went up to the guy because we had to get him to sit still because he was leaking blood everywhere. Like he had
he lost shit in your bathroom everywhere.
We didn't know about this yet, mind you. We didn't know.
Oh god.
And so we sat him down finally, and he got back up one more time to grab from a completely different fridge another drink, cracked it open, was just drinking it. And Ivan snatched it out of his hand and said, "You didn't pay for this, and you're not going to pay for the other thing, so what are you doing?" And he said, "I am going to pay for it." And he's like, "Okay, well, we need to get you medical assistance, so I need your name and address for the ambulance when they get here." And so we got his name, address, yada, yada, yada. His, I think we got his social, too.
You got a lot.
But she had already called the cops alongside the ambulance.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't know that yet. And so he's just sitting here, like, fucking twiddling his thumbs. Eventually, he got on the ground and laid in the fetal position for, like, 5 minutes as we're trying to, like, figure out what the hell he did. We took the drill and knife away from him to put it in the damaged goods or whatever, because we can't sell it now because we got fucking blood everywhere on the damn thing. He was still in the fetal position, and then all of a sudden he just got up, walked out. Because I don't know if he knew. Yeah, just completely walked out.
It clicked. He was like, "Yo, if the ambulance comes, the cops are coming. I'm out."
I don't think he knew about the cops. Either that or he figured it out way later. And when the cops came, we told him what direction he went to, and it's like, it's okay, we got his address anyway, so we'll pay him a nice little visit. So that's how our intruder left.
So Florida's really wildin'.
Yep, and then one of my coworkers went into the bathroom because it was the private bathroom too. It wasn't like it's the bathroom that
the employees go and use.
We don't have a passcode.
Oh fuck!
Play back.
Oh, we're losing you.
So and
we're losing you.
He's like running the scene.
Alright, well, stream, we've got some technical difficulties.
And we got this thing.
Logan's back. Logan, you were gone the whole time.
Really?
You were gone for a little while. You were stuck there frozen, and I just heard. So.
Okay, where did I leave off at?
Optimus Prime, welcome back. You said that you didn't have a passcode on the door, and that's the last thing I heard.
Really? Okay. All right. Well, so as for the passcode, a coworker goes in the bathroom like 20 minutes later. I'm on the floor scrubbing blood up off the floor, and we hear in the distance, "What the fuck is this? There's shit everywhere!" So we all get up what we're doing, go inspect the bathroom, and there was quite literally a wall of shit. Like it was quite a lot.
Oh my god. That picture in
And
my head just.
yeah, it was pretty rough. It was everywhere you could have possibly. It literally didn't even look like he sat on the toilet.
He probably didn't.
Like he probably just like took down his pants, bent over, and said, "Fire in the hole." Fucking
Why
clip the
not
C4.
let it fly and just everywhere?
But yeah, that's my that was my story at Home Depot, and you safe to say Eileen was pissed.
I mean, like, let's see if I could get this to segue right into our topic, because Home Depot stories. You live in Florida, so obviously you see some crazy shit.
Yeah.
How is that taking a toll on your mental health?
Ooh, I like the segue.
That's what I'm here for.
It just made me realize how much I hate people.
Yeah, pretty much.
Honest.
I feel like when you work with customers one-on-one, and not even one-on-one, but just like work with customers every day, you
Just
learn
meet some
real quick.
stupid people.
The customer is not always right, by the way. If your boss ever tells you that, tell them to go fuck themselves, because that is not true at all.
Never.
The customer is 99.9% of the time wrong.
And half the time your coworkers are too.
Oh, more than half the time.
Yeah,
It's better to just not work with people. That takes a toll on your mental health, which
it really
is
does.
the topic of the day.
Yeah. So that's you're up on a.
Oh, I'm
On
up,
that, I
I'm up
guess.
to bat. All right, so I feel like mental health is a huge topic, especially like streaming this on Twitch. Hopefully get it on YouTube. Hopefully get it on Spotify. All these social media platforms. I don't want to say every, because not all really do, but most of these social media platforms take a toll on your mental health. And that's why I feel like, because we're all in this scene, a lot of us, I would say majority of us use social media every day. I feel like I'm not wrong in
Yeah.
saying that. It's at least some type of social media, whether it's Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, anything like that. Even just the news is still a media source, because, yeah. And all of that takes a toll on everybody's mental health. And I feel like that's why it's a huge topic to talk about, considering a lot of people do suffer from it, and people don't even know, or people do know and don't take it as seriously as it is. I, for one, having suffered from it myself and suffering from it, it's not something to fuck around with. Especially like, me and Logan used to have very consistent streams. You guys have noticed those don't happen. And I could say for myself, I can't speak for Logan, but for myself, it took a toll on my mental health for sure. I was streaming a lot for you guys. I'm miserable.
Yeah, it was rough.
And not
like,
miserable,
after-
like not that I didn't want to stream to you guys, but it's just like that, sitting down and just sitting there trying to put on a fake smile and try to produce content when it's not there is way harder than, like, that's why podcast, I think, is easier, because you could sit down and just talk.
Yeah, it's literally just a conversation at that point. It's not like you're doing anything, trying to focus on views or anything like that. It's just literally a talk. I just looked it up, and it says the average person spends about 7.5 hours on social media or any other media platform, television included, a day. 463 minutes
A day.
a day.
So that's about almost a little bit less than a third of your day is on social media. Then you have to take into consideration you sleep, right? So if sleeping is supposed to be 8 hours, that's a third of your day. So out of the 2/3 that you have in your day, half of that you're spending on social media.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And it says American adults now spend over 11 hours a day listening, watching, reading, or interacting with any kind of media in general.
Yeah.
This was in 2020.
Now, I feel like we both did research on this, and kind of, this podcast is not gonna be like the Heroic Sub podcast, so we kind of just came in and talked. We actually went and kind of got a little bit of a background. And speaking on the social media subject, I was looking up, like, social media. This is not all going to be about mental health with social media, but I feel like it's a big toll on us. So that's where my focus point came from. And so when I was looking it up, looking at different articles, I saw that there was a study in London. They took 54 people, ages 11 to 18, and obviously me and Logan are past that now, that gap. But thinking about it, we all grew up or were growing up in the time where social media came into play about those ages of 11 to 18, right? So we got introduced to it and kind of got involved with it around those ages, whether it's 13, 12, whatever the age is, but you're in that gap. And now it's even worse because kids are 7, 8 learning about social media, using social media, even younger. When they can first talk, there's people with phones in their hand. Like, that's where our world is going to. And with this study, it was shown that social media causes mood and anxiety disorders, which I'm sure people watching, some of you guys have probably been through it. I have. Social media could easily change your mood like that, just because of what you see. It could be a good mood change. It could be a bad mood change. But that's the problem with social media. Is so like, you can never plan out what you're about to see. That's the thing with social media. You can't plan anything. Yeah, they go to your recommended this and that, but if you have a day where you look at something or you're related to something, every other day is going to be about that. So you could be in a great ass mood, get on Twitter and see some sad shit just because you follow somebody. And it doesn't have to be like they always post it. It could just be something. That could take
like immediately takes.
Immediately, yeah.
And I think another really big problem, and I'll say this, I think the worst social media platform to this day is still Instagram. I think Instagram started it all and is the cause of so much mental problems as a whole. I think it's probably one of the most toxic media platforms.
But in toxic, what do you mean by toxic? Because I have a view of this that I had like in my notes. So that's why I just want to see what your form of toxicity is from Instagram.
It's just like, it's always, so all right. Take it back to like middle school or high school, right?
Yep.
It's all about your clout and how many followers you have, how many likes you get. Instagram is literally the start of that in that sense.
Of
like
course.
Your clout comes from Instagram essentially. And there's people with like thousands of followers that shit on people that because they have like fucking 200. Like it doesn't matter. I still have like under 300 followers on Instagram because I don't use it.
I feel like Instagram, to go off that point, I don't want to interrupt you, but to go off that point, if you notice, I mean, at least when I was in high school, anytime somebody posted a picture on Instagram, that's all I saw on all their other social media was like you're pushing likes because that's what you expect. You expect that you are a better person or a cooler person because of how many likes you get on a fucking social media app.
Yeah, it's literally all about likes at that point, and it's like it gives them this like serotonin and enjoyment out of it. It gives them happiness from it, and they like literally base their whole lives and time on social media on that. And I still think to this day it's probably the worst.
Yeah.
That and probably TikTok, because that TikTok is one of the most time-consuming social medias out of anything.
TikTok is a 60-second, sometimes less, but a 60-second video where when you watch, like, let's look at YouTube, for example. You might sit and watch 15 minutes of YouTube, but you're going on YouTube to expect to be there for a little bit. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Netflix is the same thing. When you get on those apps, you're not expecting to sit for 30 seconds and watch something. Now, say TikTok. You want to open TikTok before you go to bed? There's no way in hell you get on there for 30 seconds and get off. You will get trapped into the swiping. Notice how everything in this world is you swipe, everything in this world because it's an addiction.
Yep.
Your brain is getting, the more you use social media, scientifically proven, the more you use social media, the more your brain is so used to that swiping.
It becomes like an autonomous thing.
Exactly.
Like it's like very habitual where you just sit there and swipe on media for a while.
Yo, tell Logan to get a new microphone. Man, sounds like he's talking to a potato. He is. He's talking to a baked potato, though.
What does it sound like right now?
I think you sound fine. It's your internet that cuts in and out. I've been used to this.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, even anything like, let's look at the iPhone, for example. How do you unlock your phone? You have to swipe up. How to get out of an app? You swipe up. Everything is a swipe. Your brain is so constantly swiping, and social media is an easy little swipe. You just keep going. When your brain is just subconsciously doing that, those social media apps take over because you just continue to go. He sounds like a robot. He sounds fine in my ear. There's like a little bit of a muffle, but it's been your mic for so long. I've gotten used to it.
I mean, I can turn that up to be a little bit more reactive, I guess.
Turn it back down.
Turn it back down.
The louder your mic gets, the more the muffle comes with it.
Oh, interesting. I'll have to figure it out later.
Actually, sounds good right there.
Okay. We'll just keep it at that then.
Perfect.
It could just be the way that the internet's going to.
Yeah. But no, I just all social media is very similar. And one thing is it's a big addiction. Huge addiction. Everybody's addicted to social media. And to go off the Instagram thing, what I will say is I feel like as streamers we also take blame in that too. Because Instagram is so likes, followers, how much clout you have. Where streaming goes off of that too. But one thing I look at differently is streaming, you're putting your time and effort into streaming instead of posting a fucking picture you took on the beach.
But I feel like also at the same time too, Twitch and like other social media platforms, YouTube, yada yada yada. It's so similar to the construct of Instagram.
Yeah.
Everything's about views, likes, how many followers you got. It's all the same shit. And so it also offers that same serotonin level when you go on a stream and you end up having like 15 to 20 people, even though you're used to like 5 or 6.
Yep. Or
and then you get addicted to that.
To 6 to 7.
Exactly. Yeah, it reacts so much like a drug because then whenever you don't get those same views, it just completely tears you apart.
Exactly.
So social media is such a shitty thing, dude.
Another thing I will say about social media and the effect of mental health, I'm going to call a lot of people out right now because if you're watching this probably relates to you. Social media, it's a fucking fabricated lie. Your life that you show on social media is fabricated and a lie. I'm going to tell you that straight up. Because what you post on social media...
How many photos you edited?
Either, not even just edited. How many photos have you edited? But on top of that, look at the people that just take pictures of the beach. You think their days, every day is fucking sitting at the beach? That's what their Instagram life tells you, that they're at the beach every day. And I bet you they're at home. They go out, Friday, Saturday, maybe go to the beach Monday too. Wednesday, Thursday, when they're home, they're probably depressed and watching Netflix. I'm be straight up. But they present themselves totally different because you can on social media. I mean, look at me. As when I was playing Call of Duty, I presented myself totally different because there was certain boundaries that I couldn't go to. There were certain things that I wanted to keep a certain fan base because I knew where people were coming from. It was all the Call of Duty scene. I kept a lot of my things around Call of Duty. Now, if you look at my Instagram is all random pictures. My latest post on Instagram says, "Hi, just wanted to say Italy made the Euro Cup finals." Like,
yeah, I remember seeing that on this. I was like, what the
other
fuck is
people
this
are like,
on?
"Oh, beach day, sunny this." Nobody gives a fuck.
Didn't Drake have a line about that in Emotionless? It's like she takes pictures, like she posts pictures even though she's at home, just so she can make people think that she's on the move still.
Exactly.
I'm like that.
Listen, do you know how many girls that I know personally? Not know, but they will sit there and be like, "Oh, should I post this?" And I'm like, "You're at work right now. Like, what are you worried about posting on Instagram?" Because when you post that you're on the beach on Tuesday night, motherfuckers are like, "Damn, she's at the beach today." No, you were at work. But that changes the way people look at it.
Yeah, and it's so weird too because people will get so enveloped in that lie that they'll post that picture like around the same time of day as the picture looks. Like they'll save that picture, and it'll be at like noon, midday, whatever. That like they're not at work, but they'll go and wait till like Wednesday at 1 p.m. and post that picture just so they can like act like they're living this life of luxury when they're fucking working, dude.
Or they go on vacation and post that same vacation for 3 years, like, "Take me back."
Yeah.
Get over it. That was 3 years ago. You're a whole different person now. Like, what about that vacation? I'm at fault for it. I just posted when I was in the Dominican Republic 4 years ago. I posted on my story. I was like, "I miss it." Yeah, but like, I'm not gonna post this every year that it pops up. Like, damn, take me back.
Yeah,
no,
I'm gonna wait exactly 3.5 years to say I miss being in California.
Yeah, dude, exactly. Then you gotta do the whole photo shoot again. Post every single photo you got, and then be like, "Take me back." People will be like, "Damn, he's in Cali again." Who reads
this?
Real talk?
Just
who
for
reads
some
the fucking
likes.
captions? I don't read captions on Instagram.
I don't know. It depends. If it's like one of my friends, I'll read it.
Yeah.
But like in general, I don't ever read captions.
I use Instagram less and less, and they're always cheesy. I don't care about your Drake line.
Or J. Cole.
Like,
because I've used J. Cole before.
But I see it all the time. Like, I post lyrics on Twitter, but I feel like Twitter's a different aspect.
Weird.
because when I look at Twitter, Twitter's thoughts. Twitter's you could get on Twitter and just tweet something with no picture. Instagram, you got to put a picture up, then you got to match the caption to the picture. Like, you're putting a lot of effort in to post this picture. Like, a lot of my Instagram captions are high.
Yeah,
Like,
I've used high before.
I don't care enough.
Or like now I feel like what I'm gonna start doing now is if I ever post on Instagram again, it'll probably be like some picture of whatever I'm happen to be doing, and the caption will make absolutely no sense whatsoever in any way. And just to see what happens. But like I can't stand Instagram. Yeah. Twitter is like
a weird atmosphere.
I feel like it's like a discarded afterbirth of like the inside of Joaquin Phoenix's mind.
Here's the thing with Twitter, though, that I will say. You're this fucking guy. But everything on social media now is targeting you. Like, what you're into pops up as recommended and different things like that. But Instagram, I follow a lot of people I know, right? A lot of people I either grew up with, talk to, hang out with, whatever. I follow them. So that whole life, like my life, I also see their life on Instagram. Twitter, a lot of the people that I see on Twitter, I don't follow anybody I know in real life. Maybe there's a couple people. Aside from that, everybody that I follow on Twitter is in the same realm of what we want or what our plan is, what our goal is, what our
yeah, there's like a niche to it.
Everybody, like on Twitter, if you follow a certain group of people, you're going to have the certain tweets pop up, right? Like me, I get on Twitter and I see all gaming most of the time. So I know what to expect. That's why I don't look at Twitter. It's like, well, this is a fabricated life. Because like, you get on Twitter and you're like, fuck this game, fuck that game. Here's my stream. Like, that's what I see on Twitter. So I don't ever look at it as like, well, they're lying on Twitter for clout. Because there's no... But Instagram, definitely. And the reason why I bring that up for mental health is because, say, Logan, you post that California trip for 3 weeks straight, right? You post a different picture every other day from California. Now, me sitting at home, I'm like, damn, I really want to be able to go. Like, Logan has been in California for 3 weeks. Even though you probably...
It makes you seem like you're bigger than you actually are, and you're making everybody seem like
tear other people
they
down.
live shitty lives because of it. Yeah. It's so dumb.
Like, I'll sit there like, dude, you know how many people I talk to that, like, I know what they're doing, and I go look at Instagram, I'm like, motherfucker, you were not there? You were there last week. Nobody gives a shit now.
I also think that Twitter is also really weird, too. Like, it's pretty toxic in the sense that, like, people, like you said, it's just thoughts. So people are really fucked on Twitter. Like, they get really fucky on Twitter. And also, too, it also comes to this thing where it's a fabricated lie as well, because the people you follow and stuff, since they're in that same niche, you have pretty much cultivated your entire Twitter feed based around that. And so you'll only see the things that you enjoy. Yeah. And you're not experiencing the full point of social media. Yeah. Well, that's my opinion on it.
That's the thing is why when I leave Twitter out of certain things, because, like, Twitter, like you said, when you have your own little niche to it, and you're not seeing different, like, look at other social medias where you see all these different things, and you're like, damn, like, there's times where it tears you down, there's times where it cheers you up, right? But Twitter, when you know what you're gonna see, it makes, like, every time I get on Twitter, I know what I'm gonna expect. I know what I expect to see. Every time.
It'll be at least 3 ads, whole bunch of random people talking about how shitty Call of Duty is, or
a stream clips, here and there.
A stream here and there.
Excited for next year.
Random recommended ass being lobbed on Twitter.
I don't see that anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
I still do because of I don't know who it is. It's probably Cheque. I bet you it's Cheque.
Probably liking it.
Because I see a lot of Nico.
Probably. I don't even follow them.
I don't either.
But
I don't think I do.
When you said before how Twitter is like ruthless in their thoughts, you know one thing that, like, I guess is a positive for mental health? You go to Instagram, right? Now, I'm gonna try to make this as not rude as possible, because I am not the best looking in the world, guaranteed, not gonna fucking hold myself to that. But Twitter, I'll tweet something, and motherfucker, Cheque will be on my ass instantly. Devin will be on my ass. Like, you can always have somebody argue your tweet or knock your tweet down, which we're friends, so I don't give a fuck. But, like, that's how Twitter is in general. Like, you go look at Optic losing, oh, they suck. Like, damn, people go crazy. Yeah. You go on Instagram.
I'll call Scump washed.
Yeah, exactly. You go on Instagram, Becky took a picture of her forehead, and everybody's like, you look so good. Like, what? It's just her forehead. Like, no discredit. Like, yeah, cool. Like, hype your friend up. But that's all the comment feed is. Like, that's one thing is like Instagram does have a benefit because that definitely empowers somebody. Where it's like you post something and everybody's like, damn, you look good. It's like, that feels good. Same thing when I post a clip and people are like, you're nasty. I'm like, hell yeah, I am. The fuck?
I think the other problem with Instagram is that it's so welcoming of like editing photos. It is so welcoming. Like they want you to look fake.
Yeah.
They want you to like it's like such a fake because it tears you down along with it because of that. Because if you edit your photos like that and you make yourself look like 30 times more pretty than you actually do, or 30 times hotter than you actually look as a dude, then when you go to take a picture on like a normal photo with like your family or something, you just feel
totally different.
Horrible.
Exactly.
So
and
I've never.
Snapchat is a problem too because of filters and.
Oh, dude, Snapchat is a whole different beast, and I refuse to talk about it because I hate that app.
Well, what I will say is, like, I stopped using filters on Snapchat. I don't really give a fuck. When I was in high school, yeah, I used to use them. But one thing I notice a lot lately is like, you can click on the like when you get a snap from somebody, if you open it, when you click on it and go into the chat, you can see like try filter, so you know they use a filter. There's people that only use a filter. Like I've seen people only use a filter. Same filter every time, so it looks normal, but it's not like one of those big fucking dog ears, and it's like one of the
my favorite's the one that completely expands your face in like a weird way.
Oh, mine's the one that it scrunches your face in and makes your hair really long, even though my hair's already long.
Yep, I like that one too.
The ones that make me look fucking like shit, those are my favorite because it's like these are funny.
That's the only thing I ever do
Yeah.
On Snapchat anymore is I just send stupid photos. I used to use those photos I would take on Snapchat too as YouTube thumbnails. Like I would crop my face out of them and then like have you ever seen my like YouTube thumbnails before?
Your YouTube thumbnails? Yeah, they're all like trolly.
Yeah, almost all of those were taken off of Snapchat. Like the faces themselves, but like Snapchat, I don't know, dude.
Where's your emote? Is that on Snapchat too?
The one with the trash can?
No, or
the one where I'm like, I have to find it. The one where it's like
wide faced.
Like the face where I'm just like it's like a weird straight face grin.
Logs,
like
emote.
Yeah, that one was on Snapchat.
Yeah, I
see. It's so weird because it's such an underlying thing. It takes over you, dude. It takes over. It's like, terrifying.
You can take any social media and all chain it together. That's the biggest problem.
And then it was so weird too because whenever it first came out, because I remember it, I think I was in like 7th or 8th grade when it did
Snapchat,
first.
right?
Yeah.
Yep.
When it had first come out, and it really wasn't anything. It was literally just like 10-second photos or 10-second videos of yada yada yada. When it was just that. And like it literally became iMessage. It literally became that. Like nobody would text it anymore. It was always on Snapchat.
You only Snapchat people.
Yep. You never asked for phone numbers. It was just Snapchat. Like it takes the whole. It took the whole point away from having a fucking smartphone or just a phone in general.
Like
just use it as a social media.
That right there, I feel like takes effect to when growing up. The first thing I got was not a phone. I got an iPod. Right, but the Apple iPod, you can do all that. You can have Snapchat. You can have all this stuff. So you never went for a number. It was, hey, can I have your Instagram? Can I have your Snapchat? Like, because that's what you can only use, right? Or you usually get those free texting apps that would give you a random auto-generated number. People are like, who the hell is... Or Kick! Holy shit! Holy shit!
I only remember Kick because of a story between me and Tim.
Shit stream, not even reading chat. This is a podcast where if questions go on to the podcast, then we answer them. But it's not really a stream to where...
we're not going to be interacting with chat, jackass.
We're going to be interacting with chat, but like to an extent. Like I'm not going to sit here and be like, I've moved on. Like this is not just a stream, really. It's stream because it's easier this way and it could get uploaded right away. If that makes sense. But if we turn this into like a stream, we'll be going on tangents left and right to where you'll never hit that time allotment that you want to have. And that's what I did. That's the problem with the Heroics Hub podcast. We stretched that so much. We were hitting hour.
Yeah, we'll say we're gonna do
when we were trying to shoot
every
for an hour.
time.
So that's the only reason why I'm like trying to limit what we read in chat. Now, if you have a question or have something that is with the topic, yeah, well, of course we're gonna read chat and keep it going. But I don't want to sit here and just read every single thing that pops in the chat and be like, oh well, yeah, go off on this tangent. Then all of a sudden, hour and 30 minutes go by, and you're like, well, we haven't even talked about the topic yet.
Speaking of time, what are we hitting at right now?
We're
Are
at
we
about
just at an
45.
hour? Oh, we're 45 minutes
Yeah,
in. Okay, I was just curious.
yeah, no. So we're we're cruising. We're at a good spot.
Yeah. Um, but
Unfollowed. I respect it, dude. Everybody has their opinion.
it's all good. Fuck you. But yeah, dude, like I can't. And it's so weird because you don't even notice with social media how it affects your mental state until like years later. It doesn't take that toll on you until like much later in your life or like when you start focusing on your own mental health and self-care
Yes.
that you realize how much damage you had actually done to yourself. And then it's just like you have so much to rebuild, but it like accumulated so much damage. It's like years of healing
Yeah.
to
Well,
regain
not
that
even that.
confidence back.
It's become such an addiction that like I've deleted Twitter before. I've deleted Instagram. I
Deleted Twitter. I've
re-download them
deleted
again.
Snapchat. I don't think I've ever deleted. I might have deleted Instagram like once or
But you
twice.
re-download them, right?
Yeah, it always ends up being
Always ends
redownloaded.
up
All on my
happening.
phone.
It's like you can never give yourself the break because it's been implemented in your daily life.
Yeah,
Like
and
there's never a
it took me
day.
literally like 7 years to realize that I don't need social media to
Yeah.
like be in my life. I will say though, TikTok is still I'm like it's still an addiction for me, and I still go on it haphazardly, and then end up spending like way too much fucking time on there.
Well, one thing I
I've
will say
gotten
is
better about
Twitter.
it, but
Twitter is the only app that I really use. Snapchat to keep in contact with certain people, but like
yeah,
Twitter, the biggest thing with Twitter is like with the way I look at it. Yeah, it's caused me a lot of mental struggle due to the fact that I looked at gaming as kind of like a job or a chore, and
and
Twitter
then you
was
see
always
people
surrounded
doing
about
better
that.
than you.
And yeah, it does tear you down when it's like, damn, you lost to this person, but then that person's tweeting bragging about it. It's like that fucks you with your head. But another
Yeah,
thing I look at with Twitter is I've met some of my best friends through Twitter. Logan, we're sitting here right now because of Twitter.
straight up,
Check it.
no cap.
Twitter. Like some of my best friends, aside from Devin, who I actually know in real life, I've met all of you guys pretty much through Twitter or Call of Duty, which also Twitter.
Yeah, I think I really connected with you guys through Twitch too, which is also just another fucking social media platform
Yeah.
though. But like,
Well, we found each other off of Twitter. See what
yeah,
I'm
we
saying?
found each
Like,
other on Twitter, and then we just started talking. That's weird because it's like you can't ever get rid of it because it introduces you to a whole new aspect of meeting people that are thousands of miles away doing whatever.
yeah. Another thing too is like, I feel like what took a toll on us with the heroics thing was just everybody so spaced out and everybody doing their own thing. Like, you guys have seen my stream drop completely off the face of the earth after being consistent. Like, got a new job. I don't have the time to kind of be doing this. And, like, not that I do sometimes have the time, but, like, I wouldn't be able to do it consistently. And then I feel bad about it and don't do it at all.
Yeah, and like for me personally, the reason why I've kind of put a pause on my streaming too, and I didn't even mean to take a break, but it ended up just being a kind of I'm gonna put my whole stream on halt, is because sure I have some time, but I also have like other things to balance out with my life, and like I could only devote an hour or so into streaming, and like an hour is really not gonna get you anywhere unless
Exactly.
you already have like 7 million followers.
It's not even like if you give an hour, they're gonna expect an hour every time. You don't want that. But check it.
Yeah,
No, I got introduced to you through Twitter or through Eights, not Twitter. Yes and no. Rolly through Twitter. I met you through Rolly because of Eights. I then started talking to you through Twitter. So that's where my point is. Like same thing. I met Logan through Ryan, who I also met Ryan through Eights, but talked to Ryan and got to know Ryan through Twitter. So that's kind of where what I'm saying is Twitter is really what started all this. Yeah, like me and Logan got to know each other more through Twitch. Where did we figure everything out? Twitter.
yeah,
Eights,
everything
yeah,
got
like
hashed out on Twitter.
everything full circle back to Twitter. Rolly, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the podcast.
Hi, Rolly.
But one thing I do want to say because I feel like everything has been negative mental health topics with social media. I will say there has been some positives, which that's what got me thinking is
100%.
about me just saying how like I met some of my best friends through it. I don't know where I'd be without a lot of you guys. Same thing with my streams. I don't know if I wasn't streaming during some of those times, I genuinely don't know where I'd be right now. Because the people who were in my stream, the people who were constantly, interacting, they got me through
Yeah.
a lot. You guys got me through a lot. So I feel like social media has got a balance. I will say it's more negative than positive, but there is definitely positives. I don't want to just sit here and nag on social media and mental health because it does have its perks.
Yeah, it really does, especially through Twitter, since that just wraps back into it being all your thoughts. You can literally express yourself, and since I've met such great people, like everybody in Heroics and even the people in my chat that follow me on Twitter, when I post how I'm feeling, or like I've had several occasions where I've just posted that I was down in the dumps or whatever, and here comes all the fucking homies just messaging you, and replying to you, saying,
Yeah.
we're here for you, yada yada yada. It's it it can bring you back, but it's it's just really it's hard to say that it's a good thing. Like the social media itself is a really good thing because yeah, there is perks, but at the same time, it's really detrimental in the long run.
Yeah. I think that's one thing is all of us, we're going to end up taking a huge toll on it later in life. The only thing is I will say if any of us ever blew up, any of us ever got that big shot, the big opportunity came, I feel like we wouldn't look back at this as like, damn. And obviously we all still had a grind, had a grind mindset, so where we wanted to keep pumping this out. And that's good and all to have. Eventually you lose it, but you don't want to lose it too late to where it's like, damn, I just gave up. Like, that's one thing right now where I'm at, mental health wise. Ever since I stopped streaming and got away from gaming, got away from
It's
Twitter and social
eating at
media,
me.
I've gotten better with my mental health. I feel like I'm more happier, working out again, feel healthier. Everything is like a positive. So where when I was doing it, everything was, I would get in bed and I would sit on social media all night, fall asleep 3 hours later, wake up for work fucking exhausted as hell. Or I would wake up late for, like, there was so many issues when it came to my regular life that was introduced with social media and all these platforms and everything like that.
Yeah, and it's a weird thing too, because like my mental health got so much better when I stopped investing so much time into streaming, like just devoting so much time, because I got burned out really quickly
Yeah.
doing the everyday streams, and then eventually it turned into like really inconsistent ones, which was fine because it played into my whole persona of just not giving a fuck. Like that's what my stream
Yeah.
persona kind of turned into, and which is cool and all, but eventually it just got to a point where it's like I don't want to be on there right now because I have so much other things to take care of, and there's other plans and set that I have to do, and that requires me working overtime, yada yada yada. But at the same time, there's such a withdrawal of not doing it. Like there's something just eating at me that I haven't really given streaming my full shot and my full attention yet. I haven't given it a priority because I haven't been given the opportunity to, and like it makes me want to keep going, and it sucks because it's like this end the cycle of having to do other shit but wanting to do this.
Yeah.
It still is just like gnawing at me even now. Like it pisses me off that I'm not trying.
Yeah. I mean, and Devin knows, and I think that's about it. That I'm working on, I guess, a farewell gaming montage. Me watching this, like, everybody that was in my streams in the past knows that Sal randomly goes through memory lane and watches old clips. That's no like, what's it called? There's no secret to that. Everybody knows that. I've done that for a while. I haven't in a while. I haven't streamed. I haven't gamed. Me actually watching it after like not gaming or anything like that, those clips hit a lot harder than I thought they were gonna. Like, some of those I like actually like genuine smile, like, damn, like that was how life was. Like, watching BO4 clips, I'm like, damn, like I was 18, 19, 18 years old. I was 18 years old playing BO4. No worries in like just enjoying life. And then you look at like MW clips, like I looked at the clip where I jumped out the window, like that just genuinely brought like a smile to my face. And it's like, I really went through all this
for cheating.
but we went through so much struggle in gaming, mentally,
So much.
physically, like body exhaustion, mental exhaustion. Like, people don't think that, yeah, like, how many times I got clowned at in real life where people are just like, oh, how's your stream? Like, yeah, like you could clown all you want, but when you come out here and you try to give it your all, you give all your effort, you give all your time that you can, it drains you mentally and physically.
So quickly.
Like, you think sitting in a chair is easy? Yeah, it sounds easy, but when you're sitting here trying to put on a fake face and trying to, like,
And
constantly
forcing
give,
yourself to stream like 8 hours a day,
yeah, it takes a huge toll on you. And that's one thing
fucking the
that
sleep
people
schedule,
don't,
everything, bro.
like, I feel like all of us that are, a lot of people watching, I don't genuinely know everybody who's in here, but Rolly and Cheke, I see you guys are in chat, but I know you guys have been through it, same thing as us. You guys have streamed, you guys have gamed. Like, you'll have people who, now us, we're all in the same boat. We've all been through it. A lot of us have probably had a toll on our mental health taken because of gaming or social media or streaming. But if you take that and you tell somebody outside of this scene about it, they look at you like you have three heads. They're like, "Fuck do you mean
What the
mental
fuck are
health
you
struggle
on?
from gaming? Like what?" But people don't understand, and that's I think is a big reason why I wanted to talk about this first. I know you were down to talk about it because obviously we both struggled through it, but there's a lot of people outside of the scene or outside of the people who go through this every day. Like us, I feel like we've all taken a realization that social media has damaged our mental health. But you've got other people who have no clue that that's happening to them, and eventually it's going to hit them, and it's going to hit them too late.
Yeah, and I think whenever people ask me how that can affect you, like it's been asked to me before how how your mental health has been affected so much by something that should be considered a hobby, and it's like this whole streaming thing, being on social media and putting yourself out there, doing something that you love to do, it completely strips away any joy and fun that you had playing video games. Something that I know I cherished as a kid, and
Yeah.
it brought me so much joy and happiness to play video games as a kid, and to have that completely ripped away from you, like right in front of your eyes. And like to the point where it's like playing Call of Duty, dude. I used to fucking love playing COD. Like when I wasn't doing
For
anything, and I was just
hours.
hours on hours just trying to get better at the game so you could beat your friends or whatever the fucking case was when you were a kid playing Black Ops 1 or 2, playing zombies and trying to beat a certain like YouTuber's highest rounds, whatever the case was. That brought you so much joy because you weren't making it a job. And then when you tried to do that, it just completely just fucks everything up. There's no balance. There's no way to balance it. It's it's detrimental to your health.
Yeah, and I mean, I know you might not really be able to relate to this as much as some of the other people in chat, but competing, right? That's another thing, like you said, turning into like a job or like a chore. Yeah, it's a hobby, but like look at things, look at sports, right? Sports are labeled as a hobby. When you take a sport serious enough, that damages your mental health. It damages your body, obviously. But
I stopped
you
playing
think
football.
you think athletes don't have mental health issues? Like look at what's her name?
Simone Biles.
Simone Biles. Quit on the Olympics. Have whatever opinion you want on that. I don't care. But that just goes to show you that even an athlete has mental health struggles, whether they get paid for it or not. Like that's the thing is, people look at it as well. You're getting paid big bucks. Like your mental health
Sure.
is worth a lot more than what the fuck you get paid.
Yeah, for
Sad
sure.
truth.
At all times.
Because
Yeah, I might be making millions, and there might be the potential to make millions. But at a certain point, it's like,
yeah,
at what cost? I feel like I lost a best friend.
like if you can make millions doing something, and just because you force yourself to do it, when your mental health's taking a struggle, if you're making millions and the mental health gets you to where you do something very bad, like don't want to say it on stream, but touchy subject, but suicide, self-harm, anything like that, who gives a fuck about the millions you made? Like,
Yeah,
who cares?
At what
That's
cost?
my point.
At what cost?
Like, people look at it as like, oh, it's a hobby. Oh, well, you get paid this. Oh, well, it's fun. When you no longer take it as, like, you actually want to grind towards something, it no longer becomes fun. Hard work should not be fun. You know what I mean? Like, when you really want something, you put hard work into it, that's not always fun. The end result could be fun, yeah. But not always is the hard work and in the grind, that's not always fun. That's
Yeah, it's just
outsiders
brutal.
definitely don't look at it like that.
No, and I think a big thing too is people who are significantly older than us and didn't grow up with that generation of where media and stuff became such a big deal. No one will ever understand what it's like to have to grow up wanting these things for yourself and then quite literally having something that is an inanimate. It's not real. It's completely fabricated. It's something that you enjoy doing. It's like your best friend at that point in the time as a kid, and then watching it literally disappear in front of you. It's watching your dreams get crushed and like you lost your best friend. That's what I can best describe it like.
Well, another thing too is like I'm not sure. I don't. Not everyone can relate to this, but me wanted to be a streamer, wanted to be a competitive Call of Duty player. You think my dad, who grew up with no social media around him, was a soccer star, sat there and wanted that for me? Hell no. My dad did not want that. That not having support like that sounds like me with my Twitter set. Yeah, Rolly's Twitter got suspended. Yo, everybody drop a follow to the new Twitter at Rolly on the wrist. But like not having support, and I think that's another thing. This is gonna rope right back into the mental health of social media, where it's a positive. The people on Twitter, the people who had the same dreams as me, the same goals as me, you guys are what gave me that. Like, you guys had that support for me that wasn't there anywhere else. Like,
Yeah.
I remember growing up, I loved family parties, right? Always loved it. As soon as I wanted to make this shit happen and actually put the time into it, I started hating family parties. I used to get there,
I still do.
and I would walk in the door, hope the gamer's here to get, like, when you look at it as a joke, when I'm trying to put all my time and effort into it to actually make shit happen, that hurts me. Like,
Yeah, it's so like watching the people that's supposed to love you and support you in every way possible quite literally laugh at your face because you're doing something that you wanted to do, and you might not even be devoting all your time into it either. Like you could be going to school or working a full-time job or at a job that you hate but makes good money. But as soon as they find out that you're doing something else on the side, trying to make that a passion, it's like they just look at you so differently and literally laugh at your dreams.
yeah,
And they don't get that it's literally my dream.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's your dream, it's my dream, it's everyone's.
That's why that's where, when I say this positive, social media, that's definitely one of the positives. When you have that niche on Twitter that we were talking about earlier, when everybody has the same goal as you, that's where you kind of get more. I wouldn't say necessarily support, but what's the word? Inspiration.
I would say support too.
Support and
Having
inspiration. I think inspiration is a big one because you see people who are living the dream too, and it's
Yeah.
like they're still putting in the work. So why should you give up when they are too? Like, that's a big way
Yeah,
that
and they
I
all
looked at it.
started out the same as us.
Exactly.
They might have had it maybe a little. Maybe they had a little bit more money than us, had access to more money or whatever the case is.
More
But
money or
they started. They started in the same position
Yeah,
at
of
which
course,
we are.
everybody did.
0 followers, 0 time put into it, whatever.
Nobody made an account and had 1,000 followers off for it. Nobody.
Unless you buy accounts, in that case, you're a pussy
Well,
and a
yeah,
cheater.
yeah. Then you're dodging all the hard work. You're no matter how many followers your bot follower says, you could have 3 million followers on Twitch. If you bought all of them, nobody gives a fuck. Nobody cares.
Can't get
Simple.
endorsements that way either.
Yeah, people will look at they don't look at, like, Twitter. I don't have a lot of followers, right? But you go on Twitter, and when I was looking for sponsors and stuff like that, I went off Twitter analytics, which I had good analytics. You can have 1,000 followers. You can have more followers than me and have worse analytics. They're going to take the analytics over the followers. Yeah, you can
As long as
expand
you have more
more.
interactions.
Exactly. If you have more interactions with somebody, they don't care about the follower count, because if they care about the interactions, they care, like, the number is more who is actually paying attention, who's actually clicking on those links. So that's a big thing, is where people, they don't grasp that. Like, don't buy followers. Don't buy followers on any sort.
Yeah.
Instagram used to be bad, yo. People used to do that like crazy on Instagram.
YouTube was just as bad too.
I've
in like
never
2010.
done that on YouTube because I wasn't in YouTube.
Well,
at the time.
FPS Russia, he was like really big in like early 2000s to like mid 2010s, and he was exposed that he bought like 850,000 followers over the time period of like 2 years, and he literally got bullied and hazed for it so bad that he just stopped posting on it.
Yeah.
Like buying YouTube followers or YouTube subs are such a big thing too. But I know Instagram was like fucking horrible. And
Yeah,
even Twitch is now.
I remember me and Check It. I don't know who else was there. That's what I don't want to say somebody who wasn't there. I feel bad leaving somebody out. But if you were there, you were there. Me and Check It played somebody, and I will never forget. We went to his stream, and his stream, the number of the viewers, like the view count, just kept going crazy, up and down, up and down, up and down. It was in like the 2000s ranges, constantly going up and down. 0 interactions in chat. You click on everything, 0. Nobody was in chat, nothing. But his view count just kept going crazy because he bought the views.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we
And
took it to
like I
Twitter
said,
and went nuts on him. I don't remember exactly, or it was in his chat. Somebody said something to him. Oh, that's all I remember.
well, even like I was saying now with Twitch, there's those bots that say like, do you want to buy followers or buy viewers or whatever the fuck it is, and it's like
That was a
for
different time,
anytime.
Chugga. We got rated for thousands of viewers. That was a different time. We got rated for thousands of viewers, and they never popped up on our stream. We were like, holy shit, what the fuck? It was like 2 a.m., 1 a.m., 2 a.m. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Was that the 24-hour stream?
No, I don't think so. No, I got rated for 50 viewers during that 24-hour stream, and I was at the end of it. I had just tapped out to go to work, and I think I hosted Chino? Something like that. Yeah. I hosted Chino for like half of the views he already had. I was like, damn, I'm popping. But then I never got that again.
Never again. Oh yeah, like anyways, but like Twitch is so bad right now. It's weird because it's like as soon as another social media platform pops up that people are trying to make it on, it's just a generational thing. It goes from Instagram with buying followers, YouTube. I don't think Snapchat you could get buy views on there.
But for what? What do you earn? Nobody can see what you.
It's literally just
shit on Snapchat. Like that's what I don't understand. My favorite Instagram is my private Instagram that nobody follows. There's maybe like 80 followers on there. It's my favorite one. I post whatever the fuck I want. Nobody gives a shit. What am I gonna post? I don't care how many followers somebody has. Do you think that I'm gonna sit there and be like, damn, they got 3,000 followers, they're popular? Hell no, you probably don't know half of them.
Yeah, that's one thing I can say for sure is like whenever I was streaming, I knew everybody and I made it a goal to know everybody.
Yeah, that's what I try to do too.
Then it just ended up tearing me apart. Who knew?
That's another thing is I feel like this should be the last thing we talk about because we are hitting the hour mark. Yeah. But when it came to trying to get to know everybody in stream, it tears you apart because you're trying to deal with so many personalities. And like it's the same thing when I was CEO and put air quotes in that of Heroics because I didn't really do much. I'll give myself that blame. I didn't do enough to make it prosper.
No, you did too much for yourself. You did too much for your workload.
The thing is trying to run Heroics. This is not going to come out as a bad thing because people think the word ego is a bad thing. I had to deal with a lot of different egos. That's not necessarily bad. Everybody has an ego, whether it's good or bad. But everybody's personality was different. Not completely different, but some people had different personalities than others. Some were polar opposites. Trying to string all of you guys together was tough. I was in a lucky position where some of you guys were already friends and it kind of already worked out. You guys blended fine. But like trying to do that in stream tears you apart mentally when you're like, fuck, like I have to interact with this person, this person, this person, then have to remember the whole story they told me last week, and then like that takes a toll on you.
That and then like even with like your viewers or whatever, it's not so much a problem trying to memorize everybody that comes into your stream. Yeah. The problem lies when you feel like you've made that kind of a friend connection. Like I've always considered anybody that's in my stream as family to me at that point. Like Waffle, Drizzy, Aventera, yada yada, etc. But like people that just stop coming or like they don't have time anymore, which I mean that doesn't really affect me that much, but it's again like you just lost a friend because they're not there anymore.
Yeah, it does.
And so that is what ate at me.
We're gonna get to that, Devin. That's why I'm wrapping it up about the hour point, so we can still get the questions in. Yeah, no, but that does take it to like if I streamed every day, right, and Check is in my stream every day, right, and then all of a sudden I streamed Monday through Thursday. The last 3 weeks, Check has been in every stream. Then Friday comes, I stream. And Check is not there. The next week, oh, okay, it wasn't there for a day. Next week, he's not there all week. Once you start going, it's like, damn, like, they're not there. Like, it takes a toll when you're used to somebody speaking your chat every day, a regular, that one throws you off.
They were simultaneously, like, getting interactions from your chat, too.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Minthera was one of those big people for me, too, because she was such a good mod for, like, me. Mm. Not only because she would scam you guys into giving me money, but so she was like really good about. Dude, how many times did she instigated you and Devin to have a sub war?
We never had a sub war. Me and Devin are broke.
Yeah, back when and this was whenever they were trying to hype me the fuck up. But anyways, There also was like a really good mod in the sense that she had made like a whole like she had copy and pasted this like little thing for people. Anytime we had new viewers come in, she would drop it down and then like she would interact with all the other people that were in stream. And so it ended up being like it was like a whole side conversation going on in my chat. And it's such a great thing to see, is like watching your comment count just like fucking rise and rise and rise, and then your views just go up with it too, because you get it brings up your analytics. It makes you look better as a streamer. It makes you feel better.
That's one
And
thing I
like
will say.
once that person's gone, dude, completely fucked.
Comments or like replies, I will look at more than views.
Straight
Like
up.
if I have 6 people in my stream and 2 people are talking, cool. That's 4 people that are sitting there watching. Whatever. You have 3 people in your stream and all 3 people are talking, and you're
So much
interacting with
better.
them. They're talking to each other. You have all flow. When it's like when you see a lot of viewers in there, it's like cool. Yeah, I didn't even know what to say is a lot, because some people are gonna look at, oh, wow, you have 7 viewers. That's a lot to me. But when you sit there and you have 6, 7 viewers in your stream, and only like 2 people are talking, and you're like, well, I was like, there's other people just sitting there hiding in the shadows, and you try to rope them in, like, oh, whoever's in the stream, this and that, but it's tough to do that because some people don't want to talk or something.
Yeah, that, or they'll get so deterred by that fact, like they just wanted to sit and enjoy themselves.
Yeah.
Like I get it, they're on their phone or whatever, but they'll fucking leave too.
I know.
They'll just
After you
leave.
call it
It's
out, you're like, oh, who else is in the stream? And it's like, peace, yo, never was here. Okay.
yeah, it's like,
See you
okay,
next time,
thanks,
I guess. Hopefully.
Pete. Hopefully, nope, never that.
Damn,
Yeah,
LAT got eliminated.
I
A lot
love
of
giving
chances
Logan
going
my
on
money.
as we're streaming.
Thanks, Devin. I'll never forget that. You and Sal both, and JK. I think Riley has too.
We love giving you money. But what I'm going to say, we can move on to the Twitter questions. If you have anything else you want to drop onto the mental health
No, I think this was a pretty good ending point. Just make sure you value yourself over anything else.
Yes.
Don't ever let a hobby or passion or anything take place of what you're feeling, and don't ignore it just because you're trying to fucking hard work yourself into it. It might work for a little bit, but eventually it'll just completely kill you.
Listen, Logan burned himself out. Perfect example. I burnt myself out. Perfect example. And I've been in very, very, very low places with mental health. It's not something to just sit and take lightly. People will make it seem like it's light. Don't take it lightly, regardless of what you make, regardless of what you're doing. It's not worth it in the end. You'd rather live another 50 years than have an extra fucking $300 in your pocket because of a stream.
I would much rather see the world in all of its glory and beauty than feel completely dissociated from myself too.
Yeah. But we can move on to the Twitter questions, which are all Devin. So thank you, DK.
Love God, love God, love God.
Hopefully next podcast everybody gets involved. But
wink, wink, fucking nudge, nudge, jackasses.
Devin's first question is, what is your favorite moment in Heroics history?
Probably playing the forest and being like a father to you little kids, trying to teach you the ropes. That was entertaining for me.
I'm the best in the game. Did you just go down the side of the mountain?
Yeah, that was probably one of my top tier moments. Or just like I said, when we all got on to play 2K, like 2K Parker Rec, those were always fun.
I actually thought about this question because I was trying to keep my eyes off of the Twitter notifications when the questions are coming in. But I did see this one. I was thinking about it today. And at the point that we're currently at with all the members, right, like everybody's kind of, I wouldn't say completely given up on gaming. I know some of you have, and that's fine. That's totally fine.
I haven't. I just won't stream it.
Yeah, Cheque was going rogue chopping on that forest.
Dude.
But
you weren't even there for it though. That's the problem.
I know, I was on a phone call, but but my point is, like, I know a lot of us have semi-checked out of gaming. I'm not necessarily gone. I'm going to try to do a couple more things and see what else I could do, see if I can muster up some passion. But the reason why I'm thinking about this now is because this is the current state where nobody really streams anymore in the group. Nobody really, we don't really get on a game anymore as a group. So one thing that I was thinking about that kind of is now my favorite memory is probably our second or third Heroics gaming video for the YouTube channel. Because after the first one, everybody's kind of like, oh, like, how's this going to go? Boom, we did it. The second and third one, everybody kind of came in with, like, a fire. Like, everybody wanted to do it.
Let's fucking do this shit.
And seeing that was amazing. And, like, the fact that, it took its toll and I started editing everything and stuff like that. But it was worth it because I saw the passion that everybody had. I guess like seeing that was awesome. Like every time I saw it, like oh we'd all jump in, everybody be discussing between each other, laughing, whatever. Then you pull two away to do the video. You come back and it's not like an awkward silence. Everybody was still talking. Like it's just a great. Like everybody wanted to be there. I guess there was no. I didn't think that I was forcing anybody to do it. And if I made you feel that way, I apologize to anybody. But it felt like everybody wanted to be there, and that was a great feeling on my end. So that's probably my favorite or one of my favorites.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of hard to say. Actually, I take it. I revoke the Forrest statement. That was a really good time. But my favorite moment that I've ever had, that's still the most memorable today, was being in like a call of like 6 of us. I think I forgot what we were doing. I think we were waiting for you so we could play something. I think.
Usually how it goes.
Yeah, I think because you had gone off or you had a phone call or you had gone something. I fucking find out. I don't remember what it was, but it was just like all of us just like talking, and I never laughed harder than in that moment. I don't even remember what the fucking conversation was about. I think, but anyways, it was one of those.
We could just sit down and we realize, like, damn, like these are some great people.
Yeah,
Texas Trip was also great. Texas Trip was also great, but I don't know if I can label that as heroics because not everybody was involved.
Yeah, I wasn't even there. Fuck you guys.
Next trip, but I don't want to sit on these questions too long, Logan. So if I rapid fire these, but Devin's next question was, what was the main motivator behind creating this duo podcast?
I was taking a shit and I received this text from Sal.
So I guess that means I have to explain what the motivation was. I personally love the Heroics Hub podcast. I love the idea of it. I think podcasts are enjoyable because you don't have to sit there and watch them. You can sit there and listen to them when you're driving or whatever. But one thing that I didn't like about the Heroics Hub podcast is that everything was kind of an introduction. We got a guest on and they explained themselves. They gave a story about themselves. We talked about them. And that's why I wanted to do something that was more like you guys all joke about how every Heroics Hub podcast has the same faces. And I started thinking about that and I was like, well, what if we did a podcast, like sit down with another person, same face every time, but instead of talking about each other, we
just other shit.
Talk about a topic and we can talk about what we've been through ourselves through that topic. And also, like, we're taking this a little bit more serious than the Heroics Hub podcast. We both did a little bit of research on this stuff. Like today's episode.
It will continue to be like that, and things will change and things will evolve into its own thing. Exactly. And eventually, we won't have to do these fucking introductions. We can just be like, "Yo, welcome back. Let's get into the shit," kind of thing.
So it's not going to be like, "Oh, well, they're just talking out of their ass." We're looking things up. We're actually trying to give you the best information from our end that we can, and hopefully that makes it more enjoyable. And I figured keeping the same face, which I know sucks because there's a lot of homies that I would love to sit down and talk to because I know I can sit and talk to all of you guys. But I feel like if me and Logan were to sit here and talk every single time and somebody ever caught whiff of the We the Boys podcast and came on here, they know what to expect every time. It's Logan and Sal sitting down talking about a certain topic every day. Instead of, oh, well, there's something new. There's a new person. There's a new face. There's a new this. There's a new topic.
Yeah, there's no foundation. There was no foundation other than the same cookie cutter like script.
Me and Logan sat down and made a structure, and we didn't even spend hours on it. Like we went through and we did it pretty quickly. We both, I feel like, had an idea of what we wanted to get done,
and it kind of correlated with each other. And then boom, here we are.
And here we are. Look, overlay's made within a day. Logo's made.
Yeah, I don't know how the fuck you did that. You're correct.
I actually didn't do it until I got home today. So 30 minutes before the podcast, this overlay was done.
Love God, love God, love God. Yeah, it came out really good.
Shout out to Player.me, my OG COD overlay, and now here we are with this. Devin's next question is, when will the pain go away?
Never.
Devin, the pain never goes away, but what you can do is limit the pain, kind of like morphine, but instead of actually taking morphine, you go to your homies and you kind of
cuddle them.
Yeah, you could cuddle them, or you sit and talk to your homies, and that kind of bounces you back. You guys have helped me a lot when I'm down in the dumps. The pain doesn't go away, though. It comes back, but you guys have definitely been my morphine, I guess.
Or you can just take a shit ton of MDMA and then, be really happy.
Yeah. Devin also asks, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's okay. I was just going to say I don't condone drugs.
Me neither. I condone hugs.
Love that.
Devin said, can we be more than friends? Yeah, best friends.
I second that statement. You don't
Um,
need us anymore, Devin. That's
yeah,
all I gotta say.
you've grown up, man. You've definitely grown up in front of our eyes. And do you want to go answer the questions of the songs that he sent? I mean, we can. Rapid
Sure, why
fire.
not?
All right, so the first one, Devin, I said put questions, and this man started screenshotting songs and sending them in. So, Logan, what do you know about love?
Not enough.
Actually, a good answer. I feel like no matter how long you've been in this life, there's never enough to know because depending on who you are and the situation you're in, love is always different. So,
Yep, and it sucks. So, not enough.
last thing I'll say on this topic or like this question, you'll never know about love. Like what you think you know of love is not always the same.
Chalk it out the fucking window.
Like you can't sit and be like, "Oh, well, this is how my parents are. This is how love is." No, because every relationship is different versus how things are handled. Who cares? The differential of who's carrying the relationship, who's the, I guess, ringleader of it, who's got the, where's the pants, I guess. Everything's different. So you can't sit there and be like, "Well, this is how love should be." There's no structure for love. There's no format that says this is how it should be. Love is love is love. Love is whatever you want it to be, as long as you know it's love, I guess.
Yeah, there's no solidified answer for love because it's more than an emotion, but it starts out as an emotion.
Yeah. The next song question is what's the move?
Probably gonna go get food.
Food. I respect that. Probably gonna hop off this, watch a little bit of Black Clover, and then go to sleep because I got work tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, what are you thinking of it right now?
It's really good actually. I like it.
Have you already gotten when Asta gets the thingy?
Dude.
Gets the thingy.
Yeah, dude, I'm way past.
What episode are you on?
20, I think.
Oh, well, I mean, I didn't know how many episodes you had watched because I think it was like what episode 2 or 3.
Yeah, 3.
Yeah,
Two. But
yeah. So like, I didn't know if you had just started it or whatever.
I've been flying. But the last 3 questions, like the first one was actually a good one, the Pop Smoke song, because you could kind of go in depth with that. But like that one was what's the move, and this one's Lil TJ, what you want to do, and you want to get food. So like I want to.
No, I feel like I'll take this more seriously
Alright,
than what's the
respect
move. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? I want to take this as far as this fucking thing can go.
that.
I want to take this podcast to the stars.
To piggyback on that, I want same thing. I want to take this serious, and I'm hoping that it kind of relates my passion, because I'm editing a video. It's posted on YouTube, but it's gonna be a stupid montage. Not gonna be anything crazy. Okay, don't expect like
No, but it has an
vlog or
emotional
scene.
attachment to you.
Yeah, it's gonna be something where like I'm gonna edit it to the best of my ability, and now it's something I care about. So hopefully that edits get better. Obviously, I don't know how to edit, so I'll be working on that skill as well. So I'm thinking that if I do all this stuff, the podcast, start editing this, if I post it and it gets any traction or the homies like it, I might say fuck it, let me try to do another one or continue grind to do more, I guess.
Yeah.
And the last thing he said is by Jack Harlow, What's Poppin'?
Um,
Brand new whip just stopped it.
Shut the fuck up. I don't know what is popping.
Actually, I'm gonna change this question. What's poppin' in life? Like, what in life right now? Like, what's good with life? Because I feel like all this is future and what's going on with the podcast. But what about life?
It's so I have so much to think about. There's so much going on.
When I say what's going on in life, what's the first thing that comes to your head? I guess I should ask.
Work.
Yeah. How's work going?
It's fine. I just wish I could do more.
As in,
I wish I had more
for your
time.
job, or okay, that's what I was gonna.
I wish I had more time.
I say this a lot. There's not enough hours in the day. There really isn't.
There really is not, because I would be able to get so much more done productivity wise, and I'm not gonna sacrifice my damn sleep. Because ever since dude, when I tell you when I fixed my sleep schedule, I fucking fixed it. I can't stay up past like 2 to 3.
That's a big thing too, everybody. fixing your sleep schedule is much bigger than people think.
Oh my god, it is so nice. I love sleep so fucking much.
Like you will feel better. Like your existence will feel better. Like I wake up every day now feeling much better than I used to in the past, just because I'm getting more sleep. I feel like I'm
Yeah,
being more productive now because I'm waking up at an earlier time. Like it's just genuinely feels better in life, I guess.
yeah.
So
As soon as I got off my reverse fucking sleep schedule, bro.
yeah, that was horrible, dude. I was going to bed. You were going live. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy's problem?
Well, even then, even when I wasn't even going live anymore, it was like I was going. I would get out like when I was working the 10-hour shift overnight. I physically couldn't do anything. I had to be on a reverse sleep schedule. I was going to bed at like 2 or 1 in the afternoon, waking up at fucking 9 o'clock. Sometimes even like 10.
Yeah.
Or sometimes I wouldn't even fucking sleep at all, and it was fucking brutal.
Yeah, no, it's bad. I during the peak of my gaming and MW trying to grind, I used to go with no sleep. Um,
Yeah.
Trying to get ready for a Shoney, I feel bad because I definitely damaged Rolly, Check Hulk, and Atomic sleep schedule. I used to get out of work at 1 a.m., get on and scrim, and then everybody, whatever we are doing the rest of the next day, work, whatever it is. I remember there was days that I would get out get out. I said that word. Get out at 1 a.m., come home, scrim. I had to be back at work for 9:30, so I wasn't sleeping. I would just scrim until they wanted to get off. I would stay up, go to work, and then I would work again till 1 and do the same thing on repeat, and that damaged me. Like that's so much hours that you are putting effort in, because not only are you just coming home and relaxing, coming home and scrimming, so you're putting more effort in mentally.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, maybe not physically, but like you're working all day, mental and physical exhaustion. You get home to scrim, more mental exhaustion. Now you're not sleeping. Like you're never regaining what you're losing in exhaustion, and then you're going right back to it the next day. Like you fuck yourself up big time with that.
I have one question for you.
Yes, sir.
How many milligrams of caffeine do you think you ingested a night when you were on reverse sleep schedule? Or like just a shitty sleep schedule?
Okay, so that was peak G Fuel Salsini.
Like I
I
drink G Fuel even now, dude. I drink about 800 to 900 milligrams of it a day. And
How many
that's
milligrams
now.
is in a single scoop?
I think it's 300 is one scoop. One scoop, 16 ounces.
Wait, how do you see that? 140 milligrams in this
Is
one
it?
for a single scoop.
Okay.
So I probably have 140 milligrams of G Fuel, but um, hold on.
Yeah, because I was basing it off the can. Like the can of it, because I never saw where the fucking caffeine was.
I've been taking these pills while I've been working out. One of them is a caffeine pill. One of them, they all do different things. It's not steroids, I promise. But
Mm-hmm.
I swear to God, it's not. But the caffeine pill, it tells me not to take any caffeine with it. But the caffeine pill doesn't give me enough caffeine to make it through the day, especially like when I do wake up really early and groggy. Doesn't give me enough to get through the day. So I will, either make a bottle of G Fuel because it's zero sugars, good for you.
It's
Um,
relatively good for you. Having that much caffeine is not.
140 milligrams of caffeine is not bad considering what you put in your body with other things.
Yeah, but you also have to consider like for me, I'll put like make 2 or 3 scoops a day. Like I have an unhealthy like I probably
Okay,
consume
but
the
if you had two
most
cups of coffee,
caffeine.
you'd already have more than that.
Sure.
That's the thing. Is think about the people who wake up, have a coffee, in the middle of the day have a coffee. That's why when people look at G Fuel and they're like, "Oh, your energy drinks, motherfucker." The coffee that you drink 3 times a day. Actually, my dad's a good example. My dad is a coffee addict. Okay, so what I
Dude,
drink
I
in
got
G
really
Fuel,
big into Bang.
I hate bangs. I feel like I'm gonna have a heart attack after I drink them.
Dude, I used to drink
Instead of
like
drinking one.
two a day.
Yeah. But
Like
that
one
was
in the
actually a good
morning and then
question.
one at like once like lunchtime. Like so much caffeine. It's scary.
I'm trying to like picture because like if 140 milligrams is one serving, I used to. There was a time where I was doing two scoops a bottle,
I do that now.
and I was drinking like 4 bottles through scrims. But then I would wake up like going to
So
work and having
280,
another bottle. So 280 times 4 is
560,
about what is that?
560. Hold up.
Eight
1,200.
320. Yeah,
1,200.
about that. Yeah, yeah. And then I would have it the next morning going into work. I'd have another bottle with me at work, Then I come home and do the same thing. So it's like I was ingesting so much during the day. It was really bad. And then I stopped having caffeine, and I feel much better. And now me actually drinking caffeine, like it has an effect on me. It used to have no effect on me. That's when I knew it was bad. When I used to drink a Monster and I would fall asleep, I'd pass out with the bottle in
I
my
can
mouth.
still do it.
Like, dude, this is supposed to wake me up and tell me out cold with the bottle in my mouth. What?
Yeah, dude. Like, do you feel it really does like give you a fuck ton of energy though?
It gives you energy, and it feels like it says mental focus.
It doesn't give you the itch. It doesn't give you like the the itch of like pre-workout.
Yeah, but it
It
gives you
just
that
makes you
mental
feel like
focus, and I feel like it locks me in. Like I can actually like go off on the fly. But I
yeah,
do want to
like,
wrap this up because we're at an hour 30.
Jesus Christ.
But one thing I will say is we did the introduction, so like we kind of explained how this was gonna go. So don't expect this for every episode. We want to go for like 60 to 75 minutes an episode. We're at 90 with the intro, and we're kind of explained a couple things. So don't expect this long every time. And I know that's not an hour 30 is a lot, and nobody wants to sit for an hour 30. I know an hour is optimal. Maybe even less would be optimal, but you can't talk that short and actually get what you want to get into. So Devin did ask a question. I don't want to ignore it. He said, do any of you want to get into an entanglement with me? It depends on what you mean by that. If you want to fight, let me know. You know where I live. But Logan, you can answer
I'm not
that.
gonna jeopardize what you got going right now, brother.
Hey, true. But all right, that's gonna be it for us. Logan, you do the outro. I did the intro. We'll switch every time.
Thanks for watching the WDB Boiz podcast. We will be live again. I don't know. I'm sure me and Sal will hash it out. It'll probably either be next week or every other week. We'll figure out a time zone and we'll let you know. Yeah, we'll figure all that shit out. As for the outro, don't run at people with katanas.
Good outro.
Don't be Florida man. Don't be Florida man.
Don't beat the shit out of gators and try to throw them on the top of a liquor store.
Or rob people like knife point for a Snickers bar.
Yeah, never try to rob somebody at knife point with a Snickers bar or for a Snickers bar. Always do it for a Reese's. And never throw a gator on top of a liquor store. Always on a dollar store. Remember that.
Always. And then that wraps it up for us. I'm Logan. That's Sal. We're out of here.
Socials are at the bottom. Ours and Heroics. Gotta throw a little bit of love back. But all right.
Yeah.
A pleasure. Logan's been a pleasure talking to you. We'll see you.
Of course. Yep.